What's up? Well, here we are on day 52. So I've kind of been tossing it up in my head as to whether or not I should count this as day 52 or like day 56, 57. Because technically I started on March 11th and the calendar doesn't stop when you're off the trail. But the thing is, like, I left, you know? I wasn't here. I didn't have the option to keep hiking if I wanted to. Like, I was off the trail. And it's certainly been beneficial in the way that being off the trail is, insofar as you get rest, you get a chance not to hike, which is huge. You know, it's a huge boost. So I haven't really decided which one it's gonna be, but for simplicity's sake, and for, I guess, the trail day counter, it's day 52. But I'm not trying to go fast. I'm not trying to set any speed records. So if you want to add those extra 4 or 5 days, then that's fine. There'll be an asterisk on the final day count. So anyway, we started off on US 91. I just had a lovely final evening at the Far Not Fast Hiker Shelter. Daddy-O and Ribbons are awesome. Their kids are great. Awesome family. Great to spend time with them. You know, just meeting real people. It's part of why you come out here. Just meeting extraordinary people. So again, just the trail culture coming through big. So to give you an idea of what my universe is at the moment, you know, I feel clean, I feel good. Just had a nice big breakfast. I already can tell I'm gonna have to make a bathroom stop. And I think today, depending on how things go, the terrain looks pretty easy. We got one 500-foot some odd climb in the beginning of the day. It's 21 miles to Damascus, but it's kind of a steady downhill. You know, it's slowly descending into the city of Damascus. So I think we're actually gonna go for our first 20-mile day today. 21 miles. I've got enough snacks to last me about a day, maybe a little bit more. Plenty of meals, but in other words, I've got a good amount of snacks to get me there for today. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, is go to Damascus. That's a big landmark. Probably stay just outside of town, hike in the morning, get some snacks. Depending on what time it is when I get there, I might be able to resupply when I get there. And then keep moving on. So we should hit Virginia today at some point. And we are probably gonna take a siesta in the middle of the day today and just chill out and take some time off. But yeah, it's good to be back out on the trail. I got some new shades. Shout out to Dang Shades and to Reese the Beast, my brother-in-law. My OG pair of shades just finally didn't hold up to the pressures of being packed away, and one of the arms or parts that sit on my ear just started to come unscrewed. Wasn't doing so hot. All right, per usual, my arm's getting tired, so I'm gonna put this phone away. Day 52, stoked to be back out here. Morning guys, it's day 53 today, and we have a small little victory here because I've probably passed about, I don't know, 500 million rhododendron plants, probably somewhere around there, and we finally found one in bloom. So after a couple of months of walking by these guys, finally got some beautiful flowers. That's pretty sweet. So Today we're starting at mile 473 and definitely not going to make 500 today because that would be just pushing it too hard. But there's a campsite about 16 or 17 miles ahead that is a nice spot to stop before heading up into the Grayson Highlands. So I think we're probably going to camp there tonight. So we'll see how things go. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be warm. So I'll probably be utilizing my umbrella a little bit. Umbrella. Just to stay a little cool. But we're off to a decently early start. Got out of camp at about 8 o'clock. So that should give us about 4 or 5 hours of, somewhat cool hiking before we really start to feel the sun. And if we want, we can take a little siesta. But yeah, it's gonna be a high of 80 today. And the saving grace yesterday was we had some cloud cover, but I don't think we're gonna have any of that today. It's just gonna be the sun in the sky. So anyway, I'm gonna get moving, but now you know what's going on. So one thing I didn't really anticipate that I started to get a little bit of last night and that I can see all over the place and feel all over the place is silk. Pretty sure there was like an infinite number of silkworms out last night, and this is really dense underbrush. And I mean, every plant I walk by is strewing one of these things across my face, across my arms, my legs. I am walking through so much of this crap, and I've resorted to waving my trekking poles in front of me to knock it down or knock it out of the way. And I don't know, I think at this point I'm just kind of like, I'm working on trying to accept that's inevitable. I'm gonna get this shit all over me and that there's nothing I can do and I just need to let it happen. But God, it's so annoying. And interestingly, where I was camped out last night, woke up around 6 o'clock, got out of camp by 8, and not a single person passed me. So right now, I'm sort of blazing the trail for everyone else in terms of at least all this silk. I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I don't know, inchworms, silkworms, whatever you want to call them, are just putting this stuff out everywhere. And I don't really know what the point of that is. Maybe it's just to annoy hikers, in which case it's definitely working. Well, as you can see, there's some not so happy looking clouds out. I think maybe the stormy weather that's supposed to be moving in tomorrow is starting to come. At least the clouds are building up, looking pretty beefy. So I haven't gotten a whole lot of sleep the past couple of days. And at one point after about 8 miles today, it just hit me. And I took my first trail nap. So it took me like almost 2 months to just take a dang nap, but I did it. And I got to the junction where the Virginia Creeper Trail sort of intersects with the AT. Going no-bow, it's at the end of the sort of, I guess, conjoining of the two trails. And there was a nice spot to get in the water. So I actually did it. I went full submerge. And it was chilly, but it was super refreshing. And I've got a spot on the outside of my right knee that's giving me a little trouble. So I kind of felt like, well, in lieu of any sort of ice pack or any other way really to do it any good, go for a little chilly swim. Stood knee deep for a while. And then I took another nap. So I took 2 naps today. And now we're walking a nice flat section of trail. Gonna enjoy that while it lasts. Oh, speaking of which, I just made it to the junction. Appalachian Trail. Okay, so now we're back to normal. Back to the ups and downs of the AT. Got about 3 miles left, then we'll be at the 15-mile mark and a good place to call it a day. Hopefully my leg will have a chance to rest, and I'm sure it'll be nagging me for the next indefinite period of time. So yeah, just when I'm thinking, all right, my body feels good, I go out and do a 23-mile day, and now I'm back to being a gimp. Guess it's just the way it is out here. Good morning, everyone. It's day 54. I'm enjoying a nice cup of tea right now. Let's see, we camped up about 16 miles ahead where we started yesterday, and now we're at the base of about a 1,400-foot climb to make our way into the Grayson Highlands. So I think I'm at about mile 490, so we should be crossing 500 miles today, which would be pretty cool. Bugs are kind of starting to become a factor now that we're here in early May, but still not too bad. And had a nice fire last night, met a couple named Lolly and Pop. They were cool, had a good conversation with them. It's about 9 o'clock. I already ate breakfast. Probably just gonna take care of a few toiletries and then be on my way. So yeah, I just wanted to check in real quick. By the way, I camped out, not necessarily in, but kind of around like a pine forest last night. And the wind was just ripping through the top of the canopy and the trees were sort of whoosh all night long. Still doing it. But yeah, it was a cool spot. So anyway, I'm gonna get going because miles ain't gonna hike themselves, but 54 days in, about to cross 500 miles. Pretty excited. Well, for the third time since I started hiking from Springer, really I guess the second time that I've gone completely off trail. I just got to a trail junction and hiked for just under a mile, about 0.9 miles along the wrong trail. So yeah, AT through hiker tip. If you really want to impress your fellow through hikers, just go hike 2 miles just for fun. You'll have 2 more miles on your day than anybody else. It's like really upsetting because every mile counts out here and the energy that you put into them counts. But I knew something was off when I wasn't climbing up, and I started looking for blazes and I didn't find any, and I took out my gut hook. Yep, sent it in the wrong direction. So again, you know, kind of upset about it, but we've been going back towards the trail for a little while now, so I should be getting there any minute, but God, it's frustrating. Well, it happens. Embrace the suck. That's what they say. So I'm gonna go do that. Look, we got one cow who's grazing, just laying down. It's been raining, so I guess that fits the picture. Man, poor guy's got hundreds of bugs on him. Swear it's like I'm in Vermont or something. All these cows and pastures.